Morning, welcome to Unity Myrtle Beach. We are going to start with our Flow River Flow. Is that right?
That's it. Flow, river flow, take me where I need to go. Flow, river flow, lead me now, I'm ready to go. Through the canyons, over the mountains, in the meadows where wildflowers grow. To the people that receive me and the ones who touch my soul. Flow, river flow, take me where I need to go. Flow, river flow, lead me now, I'm ready to go. There is nothing accidental, nothing more I need to know. Now I'm moving in synchronicity, everything is in the flow. Flow, river flow, take me where I need to go. Flow, river flow, lead me now, I'm ready to go. Flow, river flow, take me where I need to go. Flow, river flow, lead me now, I'm ready to go. Lead me now, I'm ready to go. Lead me now, I'm in the flow.
We give thanks for each one of us today that decided to take a pause in our day, a pause in our week, to take a deep breath and be in gratitude for the many, many ways that Spirit runs through our lives and blesses our lives. We give thanks for the sounds of birds, the breeze blowing through, and the people who have gathered here in person in the pavilion on Salem Road, but also for all those joining live stream, and for those in many, many places who send their greetings, hold us in prayer, and in many ways, through their prayers and support, they lend their encouragement to this idea called unity. We give thanks that our hearts and minds have opened to this divine idea. And we give this service over this morning to the manifestation of unity in our hearts and in our minds, that we are more powerfully a presence of that unity, peace, hope, kindness, compassion, and right action in this world, so that it's created to work for all. We give thanks in the name and in the light of the living presence of peace that lives within each one of us. And we say, so it is, and so we let it be. Namaste. We want to thank our band this morning, Bobby Shropshire, Pam Allen, Alyssa Farrar, and Dan Haynes. And they are now going to do one of our favorite songs here, Do All You Can, which I requested because of the way I was inspired by Giany's story when I first met him at the community gardens. So this is Do All You Can. Where we are. We're doing a good job with that too. We'd like to now do our Lord's Prayer. This is translated from the Aramaic, which was the prayer of Jesus. You'll find it on the prayer cards near your chair, behind your chair, if you don't know it by heart. So the prayer of Jesus, commonly known as the Lord's Prayer, translated from Aramaic. Together, please. Father, Mother, Birther, and Breath of all, create a space inside us and fill it with your presence. Let oneness now prevail. Your one desire then flows through ours as energy fills all form. Give us this day our physical and spiritual nourishment, and untangle the knots of error that bind us as we release others. Do not let appearances make us forgetful of the source, but free us to act appropriately. From age to age through you flow the glorious harmonies of life. May these words be fertile statements through which our future grows. Amen, amen, and amen. And now we will have our daily word from Unity Worldwide Ministries. The word for today is joy, and the affirmation is, I carry joy in my heart. Now, I know that for most of us, we don't feel that every day. So I'd like for us to take a deep breath and move into that awareness that within us is joy, the capacity for joy at all times, whether we let our small minds feel it, our small hearts feel it. So we open right now to the big heart, the God mind, and tap into joy. So together, I carry joy in my heart.
I carry joy
In my heart. My many happy experiences and memories may lead me to feel joyful. That bird feels joyful. My many happy experiences and memories may lead me to feel joyful, but I know they are not the source of my joy. One of my divine gifts, joy, is part of my spiritual identity, as close to me as my next breath. Joy wells up and spills over within me when I bring my awareness to my spiritual nature and to my oneness with all good and all life. It is an attitude I hold in mind and a feeling in my heart. The happiness I feel in life depends on my allowing my inner wellspring of joy to come forth. I nurture my joy by maintaining a regular prayer practice that enhances my awareness of God, and by making time for the things that make me happiest. I go into the world grateful for the joy that resides within me, my gift to share generously, like this bird. Sort of like having somebody in the congregation singing amen after every sentence. I love it. Yeah, it's Paula. Amen. So, we're going to go into meditation in a moment. And the band has prepared a wonderful rendition of the song, It Is Well With My Soul. But before we go into meditation, I'd like to say a few things. And, what a shock. And because it leads into the introduction of our speaker today. So as some of you know, I'm getting ready to start a new class, an 8-week class, on one of Charles Fillmore's book called The Atom-Smashing Power of the Mind. And some of the writings in this book, because it was a collected series of his writings that was compiled into a book, and some of these writings are almost 100 years old. But they're very up-to-date, current, present moment thinking on quantum physics, the power of our thoughts, the power of our expectations, the power of our emotions and feelings. And I am being thoroughly pollinated like many of you, so that's what the clearing of the throat is. But we're going to take Fillmore's book, Atom Smashing Power of the Mind, and we're also going to do some comparison with Joe Dispenza's book, You Are the Placebo. So I hope that you will join us on this, because I've been wanting to look into this book again. We did this book at the church probably 6, 7, 8 years ago. I want to look into it again, because when I first read it, I mostly applied it to how we can heal our bodies, heal our emotions, and that's important, and that's powerful, if that's all I ever get out of it. Now I look at it as, what are my thoughts and feelings doing in terms of impacting the world for good, and how am I helping to affect change with the way I use my thoughts and my energy, and being the placebo for good in the world, not just in my own life. So I hope you can join us. It starts May 11th. You can actually download Atom Smashing Power of the Mind for free online. The reason this book comes to mind today when Giany is speaking, I met Giany at the Pawleys Island Community Gardens, and I heard just a small part of his story, a small bit of his story, and how he came to this country, and how he started this garden. And I was inspired by the gardens for sure. More than that, I was inspired by Giany's faith and an inner certainty of how things work together for good. Not that it doesn't take a whole lot of work. The faith that things work together for the good of the whole community. And I was inspired, and I said, will you come speak? Because we're a community of faith, and I know you would inspire everybody. So Giany Guejdo is our speaker today. He's the executive director of Carolina Human Reinvestment Center and founder of Pawleys Island Community Garden. And he's here with his beautiful family, his son Mayo, and his daughter Jessica, and his wife Lisette. And we're so happy you're here. Would you stand and let everyone greet you, please? David? Hold on. We don't pay our cameraman enough. So Giany, Mayo, Jessica, and Lisette. Thank you. And everybody else who is here with us today in the pavilion, we welcome you. So the band is going to take us now into meditation with the song, It Is Well With My Soul.
Can I just take a minute to recount the comedy of errors that happened this morning? Sometime last summer, Margaret heard this song and liked it and sent me an email. This is a good song, you ought to learn it. And Margaret don't ask for much, so I immediately learned it. Well, you know, various disasters in my own personal life and in the world at large have made my attendance rather sporadic, so this was the first time opportunity that I had to do the song. And in the intervening time, she had completely forgotten that she had ever heard the song. And the title, It Is Well With My Soul, was stolen from an old gospel tune, which is best remembered by Tennessee Ernie Ford's version of it. And so I want you to give a special thanks to these three folks over here who never heard this song before this morning. Grander earth has quaked before, driven by the sound of his voice, and seas that are shaken and stirred can be moved by the sound of his word. Through it all, my eyes are on you. Through it all, it is well. through it all, my eyes are on you, and it is well with me. Far be it from me not to believe, even when my eyes can't see, this mountain that's in front of me can be tossed into the midst of the sea. Through it all, my eyes are on you. Through it all, it is well. Through it all, my eyes are on you, and it is well. It is well. So let go, my soul, and trust in Him. The wind and the waves still know His name. Let go, my soul, and trust in Him. The wind and the waves still know His name. Let go, my soul, and trust in Him. The wind and the waves still know His name. The wind and the waves still know His name. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well. It is well with my soul. So let go, my soul, and trust in Him. The wind and the waves still know His name. Let go, my soul, and trust in Him. The wind and the waves still know His name. Let go, my soul, and trust in Him. The wind and the waves still know His name. It is well. It is well with my soul.
See, now you see why I love that song. I love that. It is well with my soul, believing when my eyes cannot see. Believing when my eyes cannot see. It is well with my soul. So I invite all of us to take a deep breath, close eyes if that feels comfortable for you. Breathing once again into this divine idea that it is well with our souls, that all is well, working together for divine good, for peace, even when our eyes cannot see. Let our hearts know that it is well. It is well. It is well. As we breathe into our heart of hearts, with eyes to see, ears to hear, hearts to understand. May we extend our cloak of love and peace to all those we're holding in consciousness today, all those we're holding in our hearts, near and far. our human species, our human family. We extend a cloak of love and peace, compassion around the shoulders of all humankind. The cloak of peace and love around all life on this planet. We give thanks for the way Spirit speaks to us in so many ways. From the Song of Solomon, rise up, my love, and come away. For the winter is past, the rain is over and gone, the flowers appear on the earth. The time of the singing of birds is come. And the voice of the turtle is heard in our land. The fig tree puts forth her green figs, and the vines with the tender grape give a good smell. Arise, my love, and come away. O my dove, thou art in the clefts of the rock. Your presence is in the secret places of the Most High. Let me see thy countenance. Let me hear thy voice. For sweet is thy voice. Thy presence is beautiful. Give thanks for the one presence known by many, many names, and all the ways we feel that presence, all the ways we sense that presence in one another, and for sure in nature. We give thanks for the peace in our hearts, the peace in our minds. And we once again today give ourselves over to be a presence of peace and healing and hope in the world. And we say, so it is, so we let it be. Namaste. Giany, I invite you to come up now and please let us hear your inspiring message.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's a pleasure, and
Giany, hold it closer. There you
okay.
go.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Good morning again. It is a joy and a pleasure to share with you all this morning. When Miss Margaret asked me to come and speak to you all, I thought that was I will come out with pleasure. But today, since I'm talking from Africa, I thought I would give you a full African version of my family. So I decided to put my outfit on today. Thank you. My name is Giany Guejdo, and in 2009, I decided to move my family here. We are from Benin, West Africa. We speak French and other languages, but mainly French in our system. So my work before deciding moving here was running an orphanage and working with handicapped people in Africa. But me growing up was a little bit difficult, and going to college was one room for one teacher and no microphone, no air conditioning. So this is not unusual for me. And I can tell you a lot of churches are like this in Africa. So, but then you have 2,500 students in one room. for one teacher. No microphone and no air conditioning. And we are in a tropical area, so it's hot. So in Africa, I used to say, we run in school, even though it's hot, 2,500 students, we run in school. Here, we run out of school. And when my son was born, Myrtle was born, he was 2 weeks. When I came back from work one day and I watched him there, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have to give him something better. Now he is me and he has to have a better chance than I used to have. So based on that, I decided to start to look for options to move out of country. Because my first year in college, if your class is at 8, you want to be there at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. to have a chance to sit down close to the front because there's no microphone. Wow. So to hear the teacher, you have to be that close and you have to wake up that early. So I wanted my children to have a better options, a better chance. So that's how it all started. And then I put my name in the bucket, right? I put my name in the bucket. There's something called the diversity program here, the lottery visa with the United States government. And every year, anybody that wants to move here, put their name in the bucket and it's drawn. That's when the faith comes in, right? It's a choice, it's a chance. So I put my name in, but I put also my beautiful wife here, Lizette's name in. No matter whose name is picked, the family gets to move. Well, I'm a lucky man, because her name was picked. So I came home and I said, honey, you know what, we're moving. And she said, oh, okay, where we moving? I said, well, to United States. And she said, oh, okay. Now let's talk about it. I knew you were crazy, but I didn't know you were that crazy. How in the world do you think I'm going to move in the United States? I speak French. And I said, you trust me enough to marry me, so now it's time to trust me to go there. It took me about 3 months to get her to turn around because she's the winner and the process had to start. She needs to start the process of moving here. So it took me 3 months, but finally she came on board. We did that. October 3rd, 2009 at 2:45, we opened the gates in New York at the airport. In the process, she got pregnant. And that beautiful lady there, Jessica, was born 6 months after we moved here. Wow. So we end up at the airport with 4 suitcases and a baby, 1.5 years, and the pregnant lady. Not knowing how to call a cab, how to move around in the community, not knowing how to take a bus. So from the airport, we have to move now to the Port Authority. Again, compassion, your message today, you talk about compassion. And compassion started from that point. Because we didn't know how to move from there, we took the wrong bus and we ended up at the wrong location, going to the bus station. And the guy said, well, this is the terminus, you need to get out. And we got out, 4 suitcases. And I said, but where is the Port Authority? He said, just keep crossing straight, cross the road straight, and you will finally get to it. Well, we start to cross the lights. I will push 2 suitcases, Lizette will have the baby in 1 suitcase, and I will cross the light and come back. When I'm walking back, crossing the street, she will be walking with the baby in a suitcase, and I will grab the nest, and that's how we start to carry and cross red lights in New York. And eventually, a taxi driver saw us doing that, and he saw us at one point and saw us again, and on his way, he stopped and said, what are you guys doing? And with my little English, I was able to tell him, we're going to the Port Authority. And he said, get in the car. And I said, okay. We got in. He took us at the Port Authority for the bus, and he said, and I said, okay, how much do I owe you? He said, no, you don't owe me anything.
Cool.
Good luck in the country. You're gonna need it.
Oh, gosh.
And I said, thank you. We found our way from the Port Authority to North Carolina. A dear friend of mine that lives today in New Orleans, parents live in Charlotte, and he was working as a Peace Corps volunteer at the orphanage. I was accountant in Africa, but he was moving back 2 weeks after we moved here. So he said, I will let you use my house, my room with my parents, but you only have 10 days because I'm coming back and I'm restarting over. So I need that room. On top of it, he married a young lady from our country, so he's coming back with his wife. So he needed to start over too. So I have 10 days to move everybody around. And we found our way down. Very grateful for that family. Today they are our family. Every year we have to get together and we do a lot of things together. So we stayed there for 10 days. Within those 10 days, we find our way to Charlotte. My wife is a hair braider. She braids hair. She used to. Today she's a nurse. She graduated in December. Very proud of her accomplishment. So we find a lady in Charleston, and she's a braider. She has a braiding business. She said, "Okay, you can stay here for as long as you want, but we give you a room, and your wife can work for me at the hair salon." And that's what we did. It's living Africa, not knowing where you're heading, not knowing what's next, not knowing what you're gonna eat, and not knowing really what's gonna happen. But it takes that faith of knowing that it's all gonna be okay, no matter what. Because everything works together for the good. As long as you stay close to God, it all gonna work out. Interestingly enough, our first food in the United States was buying from Subway. I went to Subway. And I went to the bar and he said, "What sandwich do you want?" And I said, 6 inches. And he cut the 6 inches piece and he, "What do you want in?" And I thought that would cost me more. And I said, no, nothing. That's just... My first job in the United States ended up being Subway. So I discovered I didn't have to do that. But with the little money I have, I was concerned. When we opened the doors in New York, we have $1,800 in cash. A pregnant lady and a baby. That's how we started in the country. But it takes the faith to go through that process. And we end up in Charleston. And my first job is Subway. And that's how we end up in Georgetown. Subway, Georgetown. So we didn't pick Georgetown. We didn't pick this area at all. But this area picked us. And from that point on, the way I see things is my children didn't decide to come in this country. So if I'm living and I brought them here, I want to leave them a legacy where they are living in a better world. They're living in a better choice than where I came from, right? In Benin, they will have been good. I'm a member of my parents are 7 boys. We have 7 boys, 1 girl. My youngest brother is a physician. My brothers are nurses. Some of them are working on their doctorates. So we are very well educated. We are very well set. I was an accountant. I have a master's degree in accounting from Africa. So we're well set. But yet, I want them to have better. So the faith that it will be okay took us to the point where we knew no matter what, we will be okay. We kept that together. We knew we will be in a better place. So my commitment to work in a public service came from my faith that leaving behind a legacy where the children and the community can do something good is a reason why I do what I do. Growing up, food was challenged sometimes. So today, we are known for the community garden. Some of you have seen it. If you are on Facebook, look it up, Carolina Human Reinvestment. It is an amazing place to see. The community garden is very inspiring, but it didn't start from there. My first job was Subway. Eventually, I went back to school and graduated from Webster University in Myrtle Beach. I graduated top student for the college. I spoke at my graduation, and no eyes were dry when I finished my speech at my graduation. Because within 1 year, I was able to graduate with a perfect score in a college with a master's in business. Now that means I was in this country for 1 year and 3 months, and I was able to learn enough English to go to school, a grad school, and finish in 1 year. Amen. With a family. Wow. It was very unusual, but yet I had the faith that God will lead me through it and lead my family through it, and it happens. Right after my graduation, that's where the faith comes in too. After my speech, the college gave me a plate. And with that plate, I hang that plate in my house. And my wife, as a braider, has a customer that came in the house and saw the poster and said, "Who has that background?" And she said, "My husband." "What does he do?" Well, then I was working for Walmart and in the kitchen. If there is any fried chicken and any fried thing in the Walmart deli, name it, I fry that thing. I did it. So she said, "He works for Walmart." And she said, "How do you have a master's degree, 2 master's degrees, and you are working for Walmart in the dairy? How is that?" Well, nobody wanted to hear that I have a master's because I have an accent. So when I applied for jobs, it didn't pick up. And that particular week, we were already packed, ready to move out of Georgetown. When she came, that was my wife's last customer. And she said, "Let me take this customer before we leave." Guess what? That customer was working for Carolina Human Reinvestment. And she said, "We're looking for an executive director for our organization. Do you think he will be interested?" Well, before she answers, I answer already. I said, "Yeah." "What are you talking about?" So that's how I found my job, right? My job came to me in my house. So today I tell the kids, get that paperwork, because guess what? You never know when you're going to need it, how you're going to use it, but God knows. But if you don't have it, God won't be able to use you and give that to you. So go get that paperwork and just wait on God. He will come through. So fast forward, I start working with Carolina Human Reinvestment. My friend that I called my brother, whose parents we stay with in Charlotte, he said, you are getting to know this country from the downside, because the organization originally was focusing on ex-offenders. So I will travel from prison to prison, interviewing inmates and working with them to rehabilitate them. And eventually, today, I can give you an example of a lot of people we have worked with, truck drivers now, married now, they have their own homes, and so on and so on. Eventually, we transition from working with ex-offenders to working with kids, so we can better them and prevent them in falling in the system, so we have to address the problem later. That's how Carolina Human Reinvestment transitioned from adults work to youth prevention. When the COVID hit, we had under our care 52 kids in the after-school program. Carolina Human Reinvestment is all about faith. It's all about let's do right and let God bless it.
Oh, that's good.
And He always comes through. When we don't have it, He always comes through. Sometimes the budget won't match, but yet He comes through. Sometimes the work becomes hard, but yet He comes through. Sometimes I will go to a prison and come out, and my thought will be all over the map, but He comes through, no matter what. A prime example is the community garden. COVID hit, everything went in lockdown, but that was an opportunity for the garden. It was an opportunity to bring people together. Your church name is Unity. And unity is what we are working hard to preach or to create at the community garden. We created an outdoor space. Today is May 1st. May 5th will be our second year on that property.
Oh my goodness, only 2 years. It's so beautiful out there.
It's 2 years, and I cannot even believe myself that 2 years ago, that area was as bushy as you have it here. The beauty in that place is, almost as we are speaking about it, it's happening. As we speak about it, things happen. One time we have a broken equipment. Somebody, a landscaper, gave us, and he is now in North Carolina. And that piece needed something to work. We didn't know how to do it. We spoke about it. The same day, before he moved out of the area, he gave his business to somebody else. The very same day, randomly, this guy was going to the recycling center, and one of our volunteers met him and said, "Hey, what you have on there, we can use it at the garden. Can you turn it around and bring that to the garden?" He brought it to the garden, unloaded, and in the process, I saw his t-shirt, and I said, "That t-shirt is what gave us that machine there. Do you know about it?" Oh, he said, "Yeah, I know the machine. That was for my old boss. He gave me the business when he left." And I said, "Well, what do we need to fix it?" And he said, "Right away." And it's done. Last week, we needed some volunteers to come out and plant. We put something on Facebook. The very next day, 28 volunteers at the garden. On Friday, before I head out of town, I wake up, I went to the garden, and guess who is there? 8 volunteers from the Kiwanis Club came out. Then we have more volunteers to come out. And then at 11, we have the international paper that came out and help at the garden. It's all about community. It's all about compassion. It's all about helping others. We create a hydroponic system. That system generates just over 1,700 head of lettuce that is donated to the community. From the outside of our garden, the outside gardening, we donated to the community more than 2,000 pounds of food. And it's just from a small idea and the trust that God will make it work. When I was out there last in June 2020, I was out there building the garden, and we were like, everybody's like, okay, what is he doing really? I mean, for a normal person, it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. That is a true statement. Building the hoop house was a lot of work. But with the help of the community, we did it. And then from that point on, we start harvesting, and we harvest almost every day. Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, we harvest. And the food is going to the community. The food pantries are coming to pick up the food from there and feed the community. It is a joy to see smile on faces. It's a joy to see the kids come there and run. It's a joy to see community artwork. I cannot remember how many businesses were involved. I called and I went to the chairman of the organization. I said, listen, I need somebody to map the building. The next day, I have Mr. Bruce Watts. He squared the building. It's done. I called the county. I said, I need somebody to come and cut more, prep the soil for us. The next day, within a week, we have already the county to clear everything. Santee Cooper came in and dragged some power in there. We need a well. We end up with 2 wells. I called for 1 well, and I end up with 2 wells. I have a well pump that is broken now. I have already a donation of a pump that can replace that. We started with 6 beds. Today we are at 120 beds. And that's within 2 years. You have not visited yet. You have to come and look at this. It is something remarkable. And today, I'm still in awe on how much we were able to accomplish and how much together we can go. Together, we can make a lot of things. And I learned that very quickly with this project. So, faith, unity is something we have to promote. It is something that I tend to live by. Because at the end, what matters is, are you fulfilling a mission? Are you doing what you are here for? I'm a member of the Lions Club, Paul's Island. And yesterday, I was at the state convention in Florence. I had a nice surprise. when I received an award from them, the Mervyn John Fellowship Award. That was a nice surprise. But that wouldn't happen without the community we serve in. Because at the end, what do we live? The motto of the Alliance members are, we serve. And at the garden, we do serve. And I'm very proud to say that with the faith, we will go a very long way. With the community and the unity at the garden, we will really go very far. Thank you for having me, and I want to say thank you to Myrtle and Jessica. I want you all to know that today you are the next generation to pick up the service and the unifying people. So pick up after me, and hopefully we will create a better world. I'm from Benin, West Africa, but yet not only am I inspiring people here, I'm also inspiring people in Africa. Because when they're looking at the work I do here, it inspires them to do better. It shows them that they can, with the right words and the right effort, they can do better. My name is Giany, and in our dialect, it means you will have your life easy after you put in some effort. And I think I live by that. Thank you for having me today.
Did I tell you? So inspiring. Thank you so much. Thank you for being a hair braider at that time and taking one last customer who offered you the job at Human Reinvestment Center. It's for those of you who want to participate. The Palmetto Giving Day is it next Wednesday?
3rd,
May 3rd.
Tuesday and Wednesday.
Tuesday and Wednesday, Palmetto Giving. So you can give to your charitable organizations. This one is Carolina Human Reinvestment Center. I'm so glad to understand more of what that means.
Carolina Human Reinvestment.
Yes, Human Reinvestment Center.
The center, the web center is not on the webpage there.
Ah, okay. Carolina Human Reinvestment.
Yeah.
Okay. And for those of you who are interested, we're going to do Connect the Dots after service today, and Giany will stay for a little bit of time for Q&A, questions, and yes. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much. Lot to say. I'll save it for Connect the Dots. But the bottom line is staying connected to one presence, God, known by many names, this center of who we are, all things working together. I trust that. We trust that here, and we've seen it over and over, proven that our faith and trust comes back to us. Thank you. So that's a good segue into time to receive the offering. And today is my payday, and today is also the day that I tithe on my income that I receive from this church as your spiritual leader. And I can truthfully say that I am happy to tithe. There was a time when I was afraid to tithe. There was a time when I thought I didn't have enough to tithe. And now if I forget to do it, then I do it double because I want to make sure that I'm supporting the organizations, not only that I believe are doing some good, but the organizations that I want to see thrive into the future, even long after I'm gone. So there are others that I support. This is the main support. This is the work of my heart, and it's the work of a lot of people's hearts who are here. And a lot of hearts that went before us, long before I came. And many who we've said goodbye to in my tenure here of 16 or so years at this point. I'm a part of that legacy, and I feel good about it. I feel happy about it. So our offering receivers today, if you will, as you do, donate or tithe. Many people give of their time, their energy, their green energy. It all works together for our good. We give thanks, the greatest of gratitude, for all the ways that people help from near and far, who come here and dig in the dirt and plant and water, and those who send their checks whose faces we never see here on Sunday. We give thanks. Great thanks. And as the offering is received, we're going to hear a song that's appropriate for the offering time called Hand It Over. By Kebmo, right? Okay.
If your problem won't go away and you're worried night and day, hand it over. Get on your knees and pray. If you're sick, feeling low, got no money, nowhere to go, hand it over. Get on your knees and pray. Hand it over, hand it over, and give it up and give it over. Get on your knees and pray. Ain't no mountain you can't climb, ain't no answer you can't find. All you need is a hand to hold. It'll heal your body and feed your soul. If the road is dark, you can't find your way, let the Spirit light the way. Hand it over. Get on your knees and pray. Ain't no mountain you can't climb, ain't no answer you can't find. All you need is a hand to hold. It'll heal your body and feed your soul. If the road is dark, you can't find your way, let the Spirit light the way. Hand it over. Get on your knees and pray. Hand it over. Hand it over. Give it up and give it over. Hand it over. Get on your knees and pray. Just one more time. Hand it over. Hand it over. Give it up and give it over. Hand it over. Get on your knees and pray.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. I love that song too. Thank you for all the blessings, the offerings, the green energy, and the emotional, spiritual energy of all the folks who have a part in creating this spiritual center called Unity. We give thanks. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Okay, we are at the most important time, the announcement time. But here's one question I want to ask of Giany for Connect the Dots, just to prime the pump. We talked about this a little bit at Community Gardens. If I'm saying this right, and the divine irony and divine calling to get you all to this area, you come from West Africa, the same area where the Gullah people were brought from.
Yes.
So the irony of you being here.
Being here is very interesting. If you have not watched a show called High on the Hog.
High on the Hog, yes, we watched it.
The first series is on Benin.
It's on Benin, yeah.
And it is very interesting to see the transition between there and here. And
it is a wonderful documentary, High on the Hog, and the foods that came from West Africa and the customs. And so here we are. You brought back to this area. A lot to say about that. I want to hear more about that and connect the dots after service. Okay, the announcements next Sunday. I'll be your speaker for the next 3 Sundays. I'm starting a series. It's for me, but I think you'll be interested too, because I want to look into this more deeply. The 3 Sunday series on atom smashing power of the mind. And for my Mother's Day topic, the message title is The Creative Presence. Prayer. If you want to receive personal prayer every Sunday here from 10:30 to 10:45 in the house, in the meditation room, there are people to pray with you. Or if you want to put in a prayer request, the boxes back here, pens, and the paper for you to write your request. Our community outreach list is also on the back table and on our website, and it's also sent out every week in general reminder of the items that are needed by Helping Hands, Help for Kids, and Family Justice Center. New Sunday Morning Circle starts next Sunday, May 8th. Reverend Marilyn Maddox, Unity Minister, is starting a new book called Reading the Bible Again for the First Time. And I think that's it for this morning. We want to invite you right after service, if you want to go into the house and refresh yourself. There's some cookies, coffee, and bathrooms. There's also the wonderful clean, I've used it, porta potty out here, tucked into the trees, so for your convenience. So we'll take about 10 minutes to refresh and then be back here for Connect the Dots. Okay, we want to end with our closing prayer, which is the, oh, Bob, you have an announcement. Thank you for standing there so respectfully.
Stop the press.
Stop the press.
Hi, my name is Bob Shipman. I'm a member of the Generosity team, and we...
Bob? Oh, there you
Okay. How's that?
That's great.
Okay. We're having a new event this year, and we've been working with Dennis Green. Dennis is the president of church development. He works with a number of congregations across the country. And so we put something together in regard to estate planning. And we'll be sharing more of this. We have an attorney coming in, Margaret, in about a month.
June 12th.
June 12th. And she will be talking about the various financial vehicles that we can utilize. And I'd like to read something in Dennis's words. He said, in the spirit of gratitude, to express our collective appreciation for those who have included Unity Myrtle Beach in their estate plans, we're planning a party. On September 16th, 2022, we will have a gratitude event at a special place with fine food and wine to affirm those who have deliberately chosen to be a blessing to Unity Myrtle Beach. You could include UMB in your will, your trust, or as a beneficiary of an IRA or insurance policy or investment account, or something simple, such as a TOD, transfer on death, or POD, payable on death. The attorney that's coming in here will explain all of this and how it works. After you've made a deliberate action to include Unity Myrtle Beach in your estate plans, please contact Charlene in the church office to receive your invitation for the party. And we'll be talking more about this as we go into the year, and I want to put that thought in your head today. Thank you very much.
Good thought. Good thought.
Exactly what I love, looking ahead, because we're in a lineage. Thank you. And that's also, all that information is included in your May month at a glance, back here again on the very important information table. So there's lots going on here. We're getting back into the rhythm of doing classes and having more groups out here, so it's lovely. So our closing prayer before we do our peace song is the updated prayer of unity inspired by James Dillett Freeman's prayer for protection. So will you please read along with me on your prayer card? The light of God surrounds us, the presence of love enfolds us, the power of peace protects us, and the one presence that lives within all creation enlivens us. Wherever we are, love is, peace is, light is, God is, and all is well. And that's the truth. Stand with me, please, for the peace song. And as we sing this, we remember it's a prayer. And we're singing as the light of the world. Shine. Take a few minutes to refresh yourself, and we'll meet back here for Connect the Dots.